Welcome back to Campus High. Today we are talking about endurance, not just in sports but in life. Our guest today is high performing IT professional who spends his weekdays navigating the tech world and his weekends conquering hundreds of kilometers on two wheels. Please welcome Athul Kakathkar.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Campus High. I'm Alston Fernandez. We have Mr. Athul Kakathkar, who is also known as Cycling Butru. Welcome, sir, to the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Sir, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Sure, definitely. My name is Athul Kakathkar, and I'm a IT professional. Right, I work for a IT company, and then I started cycling as my hobby. Right, so before even going to my cycling, I'm married, and I have two young kids. Right, so my daughter is around 7 years old, and my son is a newborn. He's around 1.5 year old. Right, so that's about my family. And what I've been doing is, as a hobby, I've started cycling. So that's what made me start an Instagram page called Cycling Bhatru, right? So through this page, I promote fitness, and I don't talk technical stuff, right? I keep it simple. And what I try to do is to, let people know about fitness and try to make them run, try to make them walk, just move their legs, right? It could be cycling, running, jogging, anything. So what I did is I combined cycling with local languages, right? I use Tulu, Kannada, any random language that I can speak. I think that's how people would connect to my content more easily, right? So that's what I've been doing. So I'm very happy that people are appreciating my effort, and they are also being very active in starting cycling or whatever activities they want to do. So yeah, that's about me.
Sir, can you please tell us about how did your cycling journey begin?
Sure, definitely. I would love to share my experience on that. See, as I said, I'm a IT professional, and my first job was in Pune. I was there for 6 years. Then I moved back to Mangalore, and I was working in a local Mangalore company, software company, and everything was smooth. Then, as everybody knows, Corona came into the picture out of syllabus, and all of a sudden, we were all told to work from home. I think when you guys could have been students at that time. You
Yes,
are
sir.
still students. Probably you guys had to attend online classes.
Yes, sir, we had
Correct.
online classes.
Whereas us, we had to work from home. Okay. So that was our first work from home experience, because we had never done that before. So it was completely new for all of us, right?
Yes.
Sitting inside your room and working all day was really stressful, right? So people normally, what people think is IT job is easy and all that. It's not easy, especially after we started working from home, right? Companies expect us to work more, especially they ask us to extend our working hours. They think since we are at home, there is no limitation on the work hours, and that actually put lots of stress on me, and we were not allowed to go outside, right, because of all the restrictions. But then as soon as the restriction was removed for the first time, right, that's when I thought I should do some outdoor activity, right? And that's where I was triggered to buy or order a cycle online. It was a simple 10,000 rupees cycle which I ordered online. It was delivered to my house, and it comes 70% assembled, any cycle that you order, right? So other 30% it's easy to assemble. You have to just fix the handle and some of the parts, and you're done. That's where my cycling journey started, because I was kind of mentally restricted sitting inside the house. Then I thought cycling might help me to go to new places, get some fresh air, get some fresh sunlight. That's how it started.
Sir, as an IT professional,
Hmm.
how do you manage your job and also cycling?
Yeah, I get this question asked a lot. Okay, so see, my profession is IT, and that's what helps me pay the bills and buy cycling stuff. So I'm working as a IT architect, right? So IT architect is similar to your architects who design or build the buildings, right?
Buildings.
They
Yes.
first do the blueprint,
Yes, sir.
and that's when others will pick up and start constructing the building, right? Same thing even in software. There has to be someone who can first do the blueprint of the software, and that's what I do. And since I'm doing that, obviously it means I have to talk to customers a lot, right? And most of my clients are from US, meaning I have to spend most of my evenings. And when I say evenings, it is 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., right? Because of the time zone difference.
Yes.
Our evening is their daytime. So what I'm trying to say is my work is little hectic, right? I have to spend extended hours throughout the day. And in IT, you can't say I just do want to work. You have to keep going. So my professionally, my working hours depends, right? Normally, I'll have meetings till my 11:30 p.m. minimum, and it can go up to 12 a.m., 12:30 a.m. depends, right? And I'm a bit workaholic as well. So I don't know it's an advantage or a disadvantage, but I'm workaholic. And coming to cycling, cycling is a hobby for me, right? I'm not a big time cyclist. I don't take part in races and all that. I just cycle. And why I cycle is to, reduce the work stress. That's how it motivated me as well. Because my work is so stressful, I use cycling to come out of that stress, right? And that's why I cycle only on weekends. Because on weekdays, it's hard for me to wake up early in the morning, right? Because especially in this region where it's so humid, we always prefer starting our cycling early in the morning so that we can come back by whatever time, depends on the distance. So weekdays it's very hard for me to cycle, so what I do is I keep my cycling for the weekend. So to answer your question, sweet and short, I completely dedicate myself to my professional work on weekdays, and I do cycling and other activities on weekends. So I don't mix both. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I manage.
It's truly inspirable, sir.
Thank you.
So, how do you stay disciplined on the days when the motivation is low?
Yeah, another interesting question. So as I said, right, I cycle only on weekends, and I'm so used to it now. I don't have to even set an alarm, right? I automatically wake up at 4 in the morning or 4:30 max, because day in and day out every weekend rather I go cycling and I start early mornings, right? So since cycling has become like my day to day life, part of my day to day life, uh, there is no motivation needed for me at this moment, right? So it comes naturally because I dedicate my weekends for cycling. So I make sure I wake up early in the morning and I just hit the road.
Since you began cycling, what changes have you seen in your life? Maybe physically,
Yeah.
mentally, and emotionally?
Yeah, this is very important to know. So, since I've started cycling, very important thing that has happened to me is my stamina is improved a lot, right? Because we keep cycling, and because of that, our diet automatically improves, right? We stop eating junk food 100% because our body won't accept that. You feel pukish when you eat junk food after you get into such activities, right? So that has helped me to build my stamina. And other thing that has happened to me is my attention span has increased now, right? Because when you cycle, compared to other vehicles, you are slow, right? So we have to be always attentive as to which vehicle is approaching you, what's coming in the wrong side, which always happens in our country. So my attention span and my attention to detail has also increased, because when cycling you tend to look at the surroundings, because especially if you are riding your bike or car, you end up concentrating on the road. You won't see what's on the either side of the road, because that's what you're supposed to do. You have to look straight. But with cycling, even though you have to look straight, when there are no vehicles, you tend to look around, and that has helped me to increase my attention to detail. I look at so many things, and it is helping me with my photographic memory. I can see more things now, right? So those are the things. And mentally, it makes you strong actually, right? It improves your patience level as well, which is helping me with my job, right? Because some clients are really hard to handle, but because of this, I'm very patient with them. So yeah, those are the improvements.
So, as you're cycling from the past 5 years, what are the greatest challenges that you have faced on the Indian roads? Basically, in Western countries, there will be a particular track for the
Correct.
cycles,
Correct.
and I guess in India there are no that systems.
Correct.
So, how have you been facing these challenges?
Yeah, this is a banger of a question and very important question. Uh, see, as we already know, Indian roads are full of potholes, right? So on a beautiful day, when we are in a good mood, when we are cycling at high speeds, and if you bump into a pothole, either you will fall off or you will harm your cycle. Your cycle may, get destroyed in seconds, right? Because our speed will be so high, and these potholes are very dangerous. So one of the biggest problems on Indian roads is potholes, and we know our city is famous for potholes, especially on the highways. Because I normally ride on the highways, because coming back to the same problem, if you're riding in the city, then the problem comes with the traffic, right? People, as we know, our people lack civic sense. There is no concept of right of way. In Western countries, there is a concept called right of way, right, where first preference is given to pedestrians, right? So let's say you're driving, you're in your car and you're driving, and if you see a person who wants to cross the road in Western countries, the person who is driving would stop right there so that the person can cross, right? So that's called right of way. So coming back to that, first right of way goes to pedestrians, second right of way goes to cyclists in Western countries, okay? And and the motorists will stop so that those two can go, either the cyclist or the pedestrian. Whereas in India, it's there is no concept of right of way. People will just rush, right? So what I have seen is, when we are cycling on the extreme left of the road, that's where we are supposed to cycle, right? What we have seen is, some stupid drivers, they will drive past to you very closely at high speed, and because you are on a cycle, that gush of wind pushes you even further to the left, so you have to be very careful, right? And sometimes what happens is, some some two wheelers, three wheelers, four wheelers, they suddenly overtake you and they reduce their speed. I don't know why they do that. And we won't have enough time to slow down, because we need time, because cycle doesn't come with power brakes, right? Even though the braking is good, we still need some distance to stop or reduce the speed, and it becomes very, that's a most trickiest part, even though it's their problem, it we have to somehow control. And if we try to ask them, why did you do that, they won't answer. They'll just say, this is not your road. So people are very rude sometimes, right? So that is one of the problem. And apart from that, again, it all depends on that specific day, that traffic, right? Sometimes some riders or drivers lose their mind, they are very rash, especially with our city buses. You have to be really careful, right? So civic sense, potholes, traffic, and these are the
Yes, sir.
important things. And at the same time, as cyclists, we have to make sure we follow the discipline, right? Just because others are doing it wrong, we shouldn't be doing it the wrong way. We have to follow the lane discipline. We should always cycle on the left side of the road. On highways, we have to be within that left lane where there is clear marking, right? The white line, we have to be there. And inside cities, again, you have to be on the left, but looking at the condition, you can overtake and then come back to the left. So as cyclists, we have to be very careful. As they say, we should be having an eye on the back of our head while cycling. Very important.
This is it for today. I'm Safiyat Sana Sheikh, signing off.